Welcome back, traders. Continuing the 2024 backtesting series, we're 2/3 of the way done, finished with the month of August, and we'll be going into the month of September. Now, before I jump into the chart, I want to ask you guys, are you interested in like a live stream forward testing? What sparked this idea was I was looking at the live price action yesterday. The chart wasn't so clear. I did not want to trade real money. So I thought, what if I live stream forward testing with paper money? Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in. Maybe that's something I do after I'm done with the back testing series, but maybe I'll jump in for a live stream tonight. So check it out if you're around. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the chart here. So this is still August right now. It's going to be the Friday before, but this time we will be back testing September 2nd through the 6th. Now, the 2nd is a holiday, so we'll be skipping that. And of course, non-farm payroll, so we'll probably be skipping Thursday and Friday. So unfortunately, this week, probably Tuesday and Wednesday will be the only days where we have a potential opportunity. But looking at the higher time frame here, so we've dipped down into this daily fair value gap, and it looks like we are respecting it, and we're going to be going up for this buy side. I am aiming for this weekly SIBI. I was aiming for this last week. Unfortunately, we did get a drop down into this daily SIBI, but I think this week we could be setting up for a move up here. It is NFP week, so maybe that's a Friday thing. So if that's the case, won't be trading it, but it'll be nice to see that the higher time frame is correct if it goes into here. And should we trade above this weekly fair value gap, we can look for it to be played as inversion and look for a new all-time high. All right, so jumping in on Tuesday, September 3rd, the day after Labor Day holiday, on a 4-hour chart. Now, I said going to be using a bullish bias, looking for price to go up. I have all these short-term bias targets in mind. We have a quadruple top. We have this high right before looks like perhaps a 1-hour fair value gap. But of course, we're looking for this high and of course that weekly SIBI. So a lot of buy side targets in sight. I think this drop down, this swing low here should be an intermediate swing low. It should hold us up. And currently we are trading in this range. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down to a 1-hour chart to see. Yeah, so this big SIBI here on the 1 hour, I was looking for this to be used as an inversion fair value gap. It can still be used like that, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust it to a more recent fair value gap. We have this 1 hour SIBI here, looking for this to be used as an inversion fair value gap. We've traded down into this, I believe this was a daily BISI. Now we could go for these sell side right here, but I don't really like that. We have this, well, it was a quadruple top, but now it looks like a quintuple top. I'm not even sure if that's a real word, but should we trade above this 1 hour fair value gap, I'm looking for it to be used as inversion for a run up for the buy side. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop down a little bit more granular here on the 15-minute. And yeah, so definitely have to go above all of this here. Now we could have another sweep of the sell side below here. And then we also have this here. I don't really want to see these get traded through, but it could and go into 50% of this daily fair value gap. So still, I'm waiting for a setup long. I'm not really getting it, so I probably don't really want to be trading this, especially the day after a holiday, until we start seeing price go above this 1 hour fair value gap. And then dropping down to the lower time frame on the 5 minutes, pretty much the same story. So let's go ahead and start running through the price action. All right, so far pre-market didn't really do much. We're consolidating in this range, and we're getting close to 930. What I'm looking for on 930 is for price to come down below these lows for a sweep. If we go look back, like I said, I don't really want price to come down below this low, but a sweep below these lows, perhaps this low as well, that's perfectly fine. In fact, that's exactly what I want. Then after that, I want to see a reversal for a shift in market structure above this high, and I want to see price get above this 1 hour fair value gap. All right, so around 1050, after the 930 open, we started dropping down. This is what I was looking for. However, we are trading lower and lower, and now we're kind of going down below this. I believe this was a 1 hour fair value gap, so it does looks like price wants to take the sell side below this low. Like I said, I'm not really interested in going short at the moment. If we do close the day under this fair value gap, perhaps maybe we could be looking for shorts going into tomorrow. Maybe we may be drawing towards this higher time frame sell side liquidity, but I'm still going to be bullish as long as we close the day above this fair value gap. And right now it's only like what, it's not even 11 o'clock, so we could take the sell side and then start looking for a reversal. We may not go above this right here, but there is a bunch of buy side above these relative equal highs that I'm looking for. So that could be a primary target and then perhaps a second partial above here. But still, just going to wait until I start seeing some kind of a reversal to the upside. All right, and my time window for today's trading is over for this morning. We'll see what the PM action looks like, but we did come down and briefly swipe this sell side liquidity around 12:20. And it looks like we could be looking for a reversal in the PM session. I won't be here for that, but well, let's just go ahead and jump to the end of the day and see what price looks like. And we didn't do that. We just kept drawing lower, and we do close the day underneath this daily fair value gap. So going into the next day, I would be considering shorts potentially, but I'll have to have a clear short term or a clear target to the downside, which currently I don't have. Let's actually go ahead and jump up to the daily here. And normally I don't do this, but let's go ahead and jump up to the daily, and there is a daily fair value gap down here. So we've tapped into it, and I'm looking to see whether or not we close below it tomorrow, or if we're going to use this as support. And if we start going up, we have a low, high, lower low. This could start becoming a breaker, which means our support level will be around here somewhere. But let's go ahead and get off the daily and jump on to the next day. It's going to be Wednesday. All right, so Wednesday morning, I'm looking at this quadruple or quintuple top right here. That looks very, very nice for a draw on liquidity. It's a lot of buy side above here. And this drop down looks like it may just be taking out this and setting up for some kind of a breaker pattern on a higher time frame. We do have a little bit of flat lows here, so we could swipe this at maybe 8:30 or 9:30, and then I want to start seeing displacement to the upside. If that happens, I will be looking for a long, at least to this fair value gap here. I'm going to go ahead and just move this since that's kind of far away, but here I'm wanting to see price go above this 1 hour fair value gap and use this as inversion. But of course, if we get a rally, this will be my first target to take a first partial. And then I'm ultimately looking for price to drop above this quintuple top. Okay, so just before 9:30, we did have this little rally up here with two fair value gaps. So, you know, if you are looking at the price action here, you may think, okay, maybe I could take a long here and look for the 9:30 to open up, price jumping up for this high, and we're going to go even higher. Yes, perfectly fine. I mean, you can do that, but I think it's also very risky because we do have these relative equal lows here. Don't really have a recent sell side sweep. So I'm thinking that at 9:30, we may get a sweep down below this low and then start moving up higher. So even though this looks very enticing, I don't think this is a good trade here. So let's go ahead and jump ahead a little bit to see what happens. So we do get a rally. So if you did take this and have your stop down here, yes, you could have a good trade, but you need to take it off above this high right here. If you don't, you can see we are starting to go back down. And then I think this is going to be coming down below the sell side. But nope. Like I said, yeah, sometimes this can work out, but I personally want to see a sweep of these lows. Now, since we are getting this rally here, I kind of want to jump out a little bit to the 15-minute to see exactly what's going on, because you can see this consolidation here. I still would like a sweep of the sell side. So I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Now, if we do get confirmation, so like if price come back down into this fair value gap, maybe this order block, and then starts respecting it, giving us a secondary fair value gap, I may take that one, but I'm not going to take it if it just comes down to this one, because I think price can still come down and sweep the sell side liquidity. All right, so a little bit after 10 o'clock, it's getting kind of choppy here now. So after this rally, we had a big range down. You can see this candle went all the way down, took out the sell side down below. All of these right here didn't take out this one or this one, but I suspect, I'm not going to jump to ES, but I suspect if you go to ES, We may have SMT divergence where ES did take out these lows, but NASDAQ did not. So if there was SMT divergence, I'll be inclined to maybe go long if we get a fair value gap. But I'm not looking at ES, so far, nothing so far. Just looking for price to get out of this consolidation. All right, and we are starting to rally up now. We created 1 and 2 fair value gaps. I like this one because it's a lot bigger. Now, if you were to try and take a trade here, supposedly you enter there long and you have your stop down here. It's quite a bit of range here. It's about 75 points of risk. I'm not exactly willing to take that though. So jump back out to the 15-minute. I mean, I guess you can try to take it, but you know, it is non-farm payroll week. I don't know, it could be a little bit more choppy. This could just be a rally up for the sell side. I really wish the sell side would get taken. But like I said, if you saw ES already take the sell side and NASDAQ did not, I think it's perfectly logical if you want to take a long somewhere here. It's just that there's a lot of risk here, so you do have to endure that. Now, if we come down and use it as a support and we get another fair value gap, I'll try to take that one if we have enough of a reward to risk. Although reward, I'm not exactly sure where we're going on the upside. I do see a small fair value gap here, so let's go ahead and try to, well, let's first mark it out and see if how we treat this fair value gap. I think it's going to be very indicative. If we use it as resistance, then it's going to come for the sell side. So we could try for a short if that does happen. If we trade above it, use it as support, then we can enter into a long for this CIVI. All right, so a little bit after 11, you can see that if you did enter here for a long with 75 points of risk, you would be profitable if you go ahead and take off your position somewhere in this 1 hour fair value gap, because it looks like it could just be using it as resistance. We're starting to kind of come down, but it's coming down into this fair value gap. We could get another rally. If we do get a rally above this fair value gap and use it as support, I will be more than likely to want to take a long. However, my time window is closing up. I only have about an hour left. So let's just see what the next few minutes look like. All right, so we are dropping down lower. So it does look like this could be used as resistance, and we may be heading for these relative equal lows. So I will be looking for a short here. And if we go ahead and zoom in a little bit, we do have a first fair value gap here to the downside. You can see that we went down below this, all these up candles. There's a fair value gap that we did not respect. We did not respect this bullish order block. We are coming down into this inefficiency, so don't get me wrong. There is a chance for us to get stopped out and for price to rally up above here. But with these nearby relative equal lows, I will be willing to take a chance on that with a short, with my entry here and my stop loss here right below that 1 hour fair value gap. Don't love it, but you know, them's the rules here. If I have a stop here, this would be like a little bit under 50 points of risk. Let's go ahead and take it. I'm going to go a little bit small, just going to go with one contract. The risk to reward is very good. It looks like maybe if we can get all the way down there, it'll be like maybe better than 4-1. So I'm going to go ahead and take a chance with just one contract, aiming for this low here, and I'll try and aggressively move my stop loss down. All right, so I went ahead and took a short, got in one contract. Now I want to see price aggressively go down lower. If that does happen, I can move my stop loss probably to break even. I mean, I should just move it like right here, just above my entry, above this order block. But if I want to be greedy, I can move it to at least break even. That way I guarantee that I don't lose anything on the trade. But let's see if we're going to drop down. I only have about 15 minutes left. So I'm thinking I can probably hold this over lunch and give it a little bit more time. If I can move my stop loss to break even, it'll be one of those instances where I just like set it and forget it. All right, so my time window is technically up. It's decision time right here. I don't like how we've been consolidating here. I was expecting price to go down quickly, but when you see a consolidation like this where time is hanging around a lot, it tends to not work out, because this CIVI here, once we tap it, I expected price to move very quickly towards the sell side, but since it's hanging around in this inefficiency, we also have consolidation here. It looks like it's wanting to stay away from it. So this is a decision here. You can go ahead and just take it off, or you can keep on holding on to it. I think with it being non-farm payroll week and my overall higher time frame bias is bullish, potentially we could have S&T divergence here. I don't know. I suspect it is. I kind of feel like we could be rallying up higher. Like this could just be like a rally higher, retracement, and then maybe in the PM session we're going to rally even higher. So, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and break even here. You know what, since I'm breaking even so close to my entry, I'm not even going to record it. Actually, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't even take the trade, because it's, I mean, technically I would be making a little bit of money here, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just cut it off and give this a little bit more time, see what price. Well, I guess I can't really see because my time window's done, but yeah, we'll just break even here and we'll see what the rest of the day does. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be trading anymore for the rest of the week. I will take a look. Maybe Friday I can take a chance after 8:30, but that would be breaking a rule. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the rest of the day looks like here. So, okay, so it did rally back into this 1 hour fair value gap, but it looks like it's just pretty much consolidating here in equilibrium. Didn't really go for the sell side, didn't really go above the here for the buy side. So pretty much a nothing burger on today. And that's what can happen on non-farm payroll week sometimes. So yeah, I don't really like trading NFP week. This is kind of the reason why it gets very, very choppy, especially on a Wednesday, right? Like Monday and Tuesday tend to be okay. Wednesdays start to get like kind of iffy, very, very choppy. However, since Monday was a holiday, this kind of makes it like, in my opinion, the worst non-farm payroll of the whole year. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into Thursday and Friday, and hopefully we can make this video pretty short. All right, so Thursday morning, looking at the 1 hour chart, very, very choppy. You can see that Monday holiday, we did pretty much nothing. Tuesday had a big drop down. We have these relative equal lows here. I was looking at this yesterday, but we just pretty much just consolidate, and now look like we may finally get a sweep below these lows. Now, when we take out these lows, I think it's indicative to see whether or not we're going to be going down lower, if it's going to be very weak, or if we're going to start getting a reversal. If we do get a reversal, I'm looking for this high and for price to draw into this 1 hour fair value gap. If we start going lower though, let's go into a 4 hour and see if there's any lower targets. Nothing really, maybe this low down here. I mean, I'll mark it out, but we could just be doing nothing, because remember, this is a Thursday before non-farm payroll, so we may just sweep this low and then come back into range and consolidate. Anyways, let's go ahead and run through the price action. All right, so pre-market didn't do much. We went down very close to that sell side. And just to zoom out and give you guys a quick look, just to remind you, the sell side are these relative equal lows. Now we have a quadruple, not a quadruple, top of quadruple bottom. We did rally up to take out the buy side above these relative equal highs pre-market, and or at the 9:30 open, actually, excuse me. Now it kind of looks like we could be setting up for a reversal for those quadruple bottoms. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so we rallied up some more, and zooming out, we did take out this high all the way over here. Let's go ahead and mark that. And perhaps now we're going to be going for the quadruple bottom, because this fair value gap here is reclaimed. It looks like it could be holding up. If we start rallying though, going up to the 15-minute, we could be looking for a rally into this 1 hour fair value gap. But like I said, Thursday non-farm payroll, this is the day before the Friday news event, so I'm not looking to trade. I'm just simply walking through the price action. You know, kind of like paper trading, although I'm not trading at all. Just looking at, just observing is what I'm trying to say. So here with this drop here, this is kind of signaling to me that we're going to be going for the triple bottom here. So high, low, higher, high here. If I were to try and trade today, let me take this buy side off. I will have my risk up here and perhaps my short entry down here. This is going to be about 40 points of risk, But like I said, I'm not going to be trading, but we can see whether or not this will work out. We did create another fair value gap that was even larger. Tapped into it. This could be a institutional order flow entry drill, an IO Fed. So. Anyways, going down lower, going to take out the sell side liquidity here, and this is kind of like what you may see during the live stream, except of course price will be moving much slower. It'll be live price action, but pretty much just like paper trading. I will be executing for real. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. Although I may let live stream before this video even comes out. Probably don't even give you guys a chance to comment, but make sure you comment so I know how you guys feel. All right, so I went ahead and just jumped straight into the end of the day, and as you can see, even though it did look like the sell side was going to get taken, it never did. We just consolidated here, and I told you, this is why I don't like to trade NFP week, especially NFP Thursday, especially when Monday is a holiday. So this NFP week on Labor Day is the worst, in my opinion, in the entire year. So make sure you guys are very careful during NFP week in September. All right, so Friday morning, we did eventually get down below these relative equal lows. It happened overnight at 9:30, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. We are in NFP Friday now. 8:30 is the big event, so we're getting close to it. Don't really know what's going to happen. Now, I don't recommend trading before 8:30. After 8:30, perhaps there may be some opportunities, but before 8:30, you really don't want to be in it, because you'll soon see that we're going to have a lot of volatility, especially when we didn't do too much this week with a holiday. So let's go ahead and just walk through it and see what happens. Okay, now if I were to gamble here, I would say price will have a green candle. Okay, it's going to wick down below these lows and it's going to wick up above these highs as well, and then close somewhere in this green daily fair value gap with an up candle. Let's see if I'm right. And what do you know, guys? I now was slightly wrong, because the 8:30 candle here, it did come down lower. Power didn't take out the sell side. It did come and wick above these buy side here and close somewhere in the middle with a green candle. And then it's starting to look like we have a fair value gap here, but I'm a little suspect of all these relative equal lows. Going up into the 1 hour again, kind of looks like, if you think of power 3, we have consolidation here, manipulation. So we could be coming up for the buy side above here and draw into this 1 hour fair value gap. So that's kind of like what I'm looking for. Although Friday, I'm very wary. I don't really want to make a trade. If we do get support here and get a confirmation fair value gap, perhaps I can try for one contract looking for the buy side, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really interested, especially before 9:30. I think I need a little bit more information here. So we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce here. There is a confirmation fair value gap. Would I want to take this before 9:30? Not really. I mean, the risk is okay, I think. Like you can put it here below the order block here, be about 60 points of risk. And like I said, non-farm payroll, I don't really want to be trading that. It's not really in the model either. I specifically said in the model that I do not want to trade Thursday and Fridays. So I'm going to stay out of it, but just kind of letting you know what I'm thinking about as we go into the 9:30 open. Now this 9:30 open, I think it could come down for the sell side. See, look at that big drop. If you were to take it here, I mean, you have to get out above this high. So anyways, I think the sell side is in danger of getting hit. So we'll just go ahead and play it through. And there we go. Just before 10:30, it did get taken out. We had this big drop, so this was a fair value gap. You could try taking it, although you do have to have a pretty wide risk. 866 short, and maybe you can have your stop above this candle, so at 946. So that's gonna be like 80 points of risk. But that will give you, I think, about 2 to 1, so that could be okay. There was another drop here and create a small fair value gap. You could try entering on here as well, but it's already so close to the target. Anyways, it went ahead, hit sell side as I thought. Jumping onto the 1 hour. Let's go back a little bit more on the 4 hour actually and see. It could be heading for this sell side liquidity because we do also have a fair value gap here with an order block. So this is a reasonable target. Let's go ahead and remove this and we'll see if it hits our target. Like I said, not going to be trading non-farm payroll Friday. So we're continuously dropping this wick up here. There is a fair value gap, but remember, if you have your entry here, you may have your stop here and you're just going to get wicked out before it starts dropping again. So another reason I don't like non-farm payroll Friday, very manipulative. A lot of times, if you just have a very tight stop, it'll stop you out and still go your way. So during this week, you will want to have, more than likely, you will want to have a wider stop than normal. All right, and that's it for the morning action. We just pretty much just slowly grinding down towards the sell side liquidity here. Probably be a PM session move. Let's go ahead and take a look at the end of the day. And as you can see, a lot of consolidation from 11:30 to about 3:30. So 4 hours of consolidation. Not very pretty price action. And eventually, at the end of the day close, we did come for that sell side. So hope you guys find this insightful. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some forward testing on live data. I could do some paper trading live streams. I think I will try to do one tonight. Or this morning, actually, sorry. I'm going to release this at 7 a.m. And this morning, I may try to do a live stream. May not paper test or may not paper trade. Probably just testing the latency to see the delay, see the lag, to see if everything can work out, trying to get the settings all correct. But anyways, let me know in the comments. Until I see you guys next time, safe trading.